tape all over my face. My hair looks disgusting. I'm in my little bonnet. When I go to sleep at night, man, I'm looking pretty. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got my February favorites here for you today. So what I like to do in these videos is I quickly mention overall Friday favorites. So I usually don't show swatches on those, so check out my Friday favorites to get more info on those products. So just a quick mention of like what really stood out for Friday favorites, and then I've got other things to share with you. So this time I've mainly got, well, I've got some hair care things to chat about, one skincare type thing, and then books. I think that's like pretty much, yeah, we got some good things to chat about. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie, welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore, reviews, empties, get ready with me. It's just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we are chatting about February favorites, so let's get to it. Okay, so for overall Friday favorites, loving the K-Beauty eyeshadow palettes. Like just so soft and subtle. Like soft, more so just the look of them, the final look, just so beautiful. And I have mentioned this many times before, but I'm just realizing how fair I am and how a color like this is actually a great transition shade for me. Like, I feel like I would have looked at that in the past and gone, that's not gonna show up, but it does, and it's a great transition shade. So I've been reaching for these. I love these. These are standout favorites for the month. These are both from Sweet Mint. I think I get them from Etude. I'll list them and link them. This one is in Milk Tea. It's a beautiful all matte, kind of warmer palette. So good. And then this one is Rose Pink. This one has a row of matte. That one's matte too. And then these are like both kind of intense glitters. I really just do these two, the metallics. So beautiful. I mean, just a gorgeous, as you can see, rosy palette. So if you like rosy shades and you want some metallic sort of shadows in there, this is a good one. If you prefer more warm shades and all matte, this is a good one. They're both great. And then this CoverGirl, little tiny eyeshadow. It's so good. This little single. This is in, I think it's in Rose Beam. And it's just this gorgeous, icy, peachy, champagne sort of color. I love it. It just brightens up your eyes. I've been reaching for it a lot. It is gorgeous. Okay, I would say standout cheek favorites. This is new from Catrice. It is their pH Reactive Multi-Stick. This really kind of grew on me. At first, it seemed like it was pretty subtle, but I don't know if it's just a product you kind of have to get into, or I don't really know. Something about it, like the more I used it, the more I liked it. It's just this beautiful, I already have a stain on my hand from another swatch, but it's this beautiful, like pH reactive sort of a product, but it just ends up being this gorgeous, I just wiped that right on my pajama pants. Yes, I did. It just ends up being this beautiful pinky shade on me, and I love it. I've been throwing this in my purse. I love it on my cheeks. I love it on the lips. It's just this like fresh look. And I like the packaging. I think the packaging is just cute. I like this ombre look, and I like that it's this like see-through jelly sort of looking product. It reminds me of like jelly shoes from the 80s that are apparently coming back because I've seen them recently, and that's funny. I mean, I'm kind of like curious, have you gotten any new jelly shoes? I'm like, am I gonna get some of those? Because man, I remember wearing those back in the day. But anyway, that's a side note. Looks like jelly shoes. It's just this fun kind of jelly looking product. I like it. And then this is the Etude Water Tint. I love these. I have them in several shades. I've been like switching them out and getting new ones because I think I bought my other ones like a while ago. This one is Strawberry. It's the strawberry shade, and it's this beautiful like raspberry pink. That's the leftover swatch that I couldn't get off my hand. Like it's just this beautiful raspberry pink. I have this on my cheeks with something else layered over it, and then I have it on my lips with my lip favorite layered over. But this is just so long wearing. It is a true stain. And if you want something really nice and long wearing, these are awesome. They're also super affordable. Like usually $6 or under. I get them on Amazon. They're so good. This is my standout lip favorite, I think. I mean, yeah, and then also the Essence Baby Got Blush. I still love that. I reach for that all the time. That is my go-to lip color for a while now. This is the NYX. This is Milky Gloss in Ube Milkshake. This smells so good. Like fruity something, I guess. I don't even know. It smells good, sweet. And it's this beautiful, like kind of cool toned pinky gloss. It's beautiful by itself, but I really love it layered with the Etude House stain. It just ends up being this really beautiful, just neutral pinky color. I love it. Kind of more cool toned. It's great. Okay, let's talk some hair care favorite. Y'all, I am just so thankful that I'm figuring out things with my hair and just how to have my hair be healthy. It is literally, I've talked about this before. Y'all know I'm a Christian. Y'all know that I love Jesus. He's my Lord and Savior. And I just talk to the Lord all the time about everything. And I've talked to him about my hair over the last probably year or so. And I praise him that he's like led me to some things to figure out, like, you know, what to use on my hair, because he cares about everything we care about. So I've mentioned that before. So anyway, and actually I was in Target the other day. But you know how Target, I don't know if they're all like this, but they have like a mirror in front of you and then they have a mirror behind you. And I remember many times my hair being so damaged, I would look in the mirror and I would notice the back of my hair just looking so broken and dry and just damaged. And I would really have to capture my thoughts like, nope, thank you, Lord, for my hair, you know, and just, that's a lesson about capturing our thoughts. I mean, the enemy can really sneak in and give us some very negative thoughts. So anyway, I was capturing my thoughts with, you know, in the past, but I was in there the other day trying on something and I looked in the mirror and I saw the back mirror and I was like, oh my goodness, it just looked so much healthier. I did get a great trim the last time I had a trim. She cut off a good amount, so it really just kind of evened up, like, you know, where it was getting healthier. So there was slight, like, uneven spots in the back, you know what I mean, where it's like it was getting healthier and then it just needed to be evened up. So I had a really good cut. And anyway, I was just noticing the back of my hair and just so excited and thankful. So I use a lot of stuff on my hair. So thank you, Lord, for caring about everything that we care about. So let's talk about hair care things. That was a little side tangent. I love the Lord. So I was looking at the back of my hair, noticing just the difference. So I feel like what the different things I've been using on my hair, it's working. It is totally working. So I pretty much have been sticking with the things I've put in my yearly favorites, but then also my Sally's leave-in conditioner, it's really hard to find. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I've been looking for something to use. I do really like this a lot, but by itself, I can't use a ton of this because it's really hydrating. This is the Beach Waver Luxe Leave-In Conditioning Detangler, and it has like a bond complex in it, which I like that. I like that in products usually. But this, I can't really like spray it, you know, a ton on my hair because it can be just a little bit too heavy. So I was looking for something lighter. I've been trying a lot of things and I just wasn't finding anything that I liked as much as the Sally's ones. But this is very popular and I feel like I've used this in the past, but I got it again recently and I love this. It mainly just says heat protectant, but it's the Tresemme Protecting Heat. It says tames frizz and reduces breakage. So yeah, I think it has some hydrating properties in it too. And this, I don't have to be light-handed with it. I spray, 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 lift up my hair, spray, lift up, spray. So I like that I don't have to be super light-handed with this. So anyway, I'm excited about this and I use this even after I blow dry my hair. I use more sprays of this and then I use my Beach Waver, what is it? It's like the hairspray heat protectant. What's it called? Oh, what is that called? Great Barrier. I use both of those and kind of let them sit on my hair for just a few, you know, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds before I go and actually style my hair. So I will use this like all over, and then I'll just take a little bit of this and use it on the back of my hair, just where I'm really trying to protect my hair the most, because that's where I've gotten the breakage in the past. So I've been using these together and loving them together. So this is kind of like a new thing that I've added into my hair care routine. And then also, so I talked about this, I've used this for quite a while, and I included this in my yearly favorites, but then also I added this recently. So This is a mask that, I mean, I have used this when I wash my hair, when my hair is wet, but I mostly reach for this as like a nighttime overnight mask on my hair. So what I have been doing, I will use this most every single night. What is this? Didn't even tell you. This is the Sauce Beauty Guacamole Whip Deep Moisture Hair Mask. It says with avocado, argan, and Manoi oil. Manoi oil, I think is how you say it. This smells amazing. Like so fruity. I don't know if it's banana or what it is, but it is like tropical fruity, just delicious. I love the scent on it. So I will use this every night, but then some nights I will start with this first. This is the L'Oreal Elvive Total Repair 5 Protein Recharge. It says damaged hair. It's a leave-in conditioner. So I think the hair journey is all about figuring out your hair and what your hair needs. And I think I figured out with my hair loves protein. Like I think there's, you know, some hair types can't use a ton of protein. There's debate about that, like is protein overload a thing or not? Does it just take clarifying shampoo, like a good clarifying treatment, and then it's all good? I don't know. Honestly, like I think it's all about do your own research and decide what you think about that, but my hair seems to love protein and really like moisture. So I use both, but I can be pretty like, you know, I can use quite a bit of protein, and I noticed that my hair really likes it. It just, I don't know how to describe it, but when I wash my hair with like a bonding or bonding shampoo, or then also use this like the night before, my hair feels heavier. And not in a way that it's weighing down my hair because I'm using these products here. It's like my hair feels more substantial. It's weightier. It's almost like it's filled in and just has more structure to it or something. But then I add the moisture so that it doesn't get brittle. So anyway, I have been loving this at nighttime, so I will apply just a little bit of this to like here down on my hair. I start with this and then I will use this and apply it to my hair. My hair looks really gross when I go to bed. I put it up in a little satin, like a low ponytail in a satin scrunchie, very, very softly. Like I'm not tying it up tight. It's just very softly held. And then I'll put my little sleeping bonnet on, the satin sleeping bonnet. So I don't use this every single night, but I would say most nights. And I really like how my hair looks the next day. So these are both very affordable. This smells amazing too. I don't know how I would describe this scent. It's just like fresh and sweet and good. So this is my favorite scent, but I do really like this too. Okay, skincare, I would say I've really been sticking with pretty much the same kind of skincare. I've really simplified my skincare, you know, quite a bit. So I've been using, you know, just kind of my favorites for the most part, and doing like mostly maybe like 3 recovery nights with just really hydrating, repairing kind of products. And then like a retinol night, and then, which I love the Murad, that's my go-to, the Murad retinol. Love that. Resurgence, I think it's what it's called. Love that so much. So I'll do that, and then I'll also do like a glycolic night. So I really just kind of keep my skincare fairly simple. So I haven't been trying a ton of new things as far as that goes. Really nothing, I don't think, new, mostly. But I have been taping my face. This is, I heard about this on TikTok. I bought these on TikTok. I know some people use like, what do they call it? Scar tape? I'm going to have to research that and maybe try that. I don't know. But these are called Tape Talks. Like almost like, you know, they're not like Botox, but I mean, I think that's kind of the idea. And it's, from what I understand, it's supposed to kind of help build collagen in your skin. So where I have been using these is I will put 1 strip here to fight the 11 lines. I'll put 1 strip here to kind of like, you know, where your brows come in. Like if you do, I don't even want to do it. That's another thing. It's just kind of like noticing what kind of facial expressions you're making regularly, because that affects the fine lines. I'm not going to stop smiling, but I would like to scowl less. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing. Like, why should I shouldn't be scowling. Like, I need to be thinking about what I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? So anyway, put one right there for the kind of like scowl lines. I don't really put one up here. And then I've been putting one here on a smile line and then here on a smile line. And I feel like I can see a difference. I really do. It's so funny when I go to sleep at night, man, I'm looking pretty. I've got all the tape all over my face. My hair looks disgusting. I'm in my little bonnet. Oh boy. Timothy loves to laugh at me. When he comes to bed, he's like, oh man. We got all of it going on. I mean, there's a ton in here. Like, I feel like it was something like 300 or 400 little tapes for, I don't know, $40 or something like that. So I've been doing that and I feel like I can see a difference. I really do. Okay, let's talk about books. So let me get some kind of like honorable mentions. Let's start with this one. So I did read, let me get to it. Hang on, let me get to it. So I did read this one. I got this as a book of the month. This is A Killing Cold. So it's a thriller, and I don't read very many thrillers anymore, but this one sounded interesting. She is engaged to this guy and she's going to meet their family. It's this kind of like snowy sort of atmosphere, so I thought that was fun. It's, you know, a very cold atmosphere. I think this cover is really pretty, like the blue with the yellow. That's pretty. So she's going to meet his family. Her past is kind of mysterious, like she's a little bit mysterious as the main character. But as she's there, and I think their family is like very well to do. The setup almost reminded me of, oh, what's it called? The Family Something. I really liked that one. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, the setup sort of reminded me of another book that I really liked. But as she's there, she discovers a picture of herself as a child. And she's like, what is that about? And then the story goes from there. I thought it was pretty good. I would say maybe like 3.5, maybe to 4 stars, something like that. I wasn't totally gripped the whole time, but I did really enjoy it. And I wonder if sometimes, like, you know, is that like the book, or is that just my preferences kind of changing over time? I think there was a little bit of cussing in here, but nothing like, I didn't feel like it was excessive. A little bit of violence, but like nothing major. So I liked it overall. I did read Onyx Storm. Look at this beautiful edition. That is so pretty. So, and Timothy read this too. Overall, I really liked this. I still really like this series. I'll say this, I would like it so much more, honestly, if it were YA. If it didn't have the cussing in it and didn't have the spice in it. Y'all know that's just my preference. But this series just is really, like, it has a lot of things going for it, you know, but the first book is definitely still my favorite because I have really learned about myself as a reader. I love character interaction, character-focused stories, character interaction, character growth, and there's a lot of that in the first book. There's still action and adventure, but you're really behind the main character in the first book. You are in the second and third books too, but it doesn't quite have the like magic of the first book. Something about the first book, and you're just getting to know her and sort of her struggle and her overcoming and her making friendships and finding love and, you know, all those things. Like, it just really stands out in the first book. Second book, Iron Flame, I feel like was more kind of political and more with the different kingdoms and areas, and there was a lot of more kind of like intricacies in the story with that, which I got more confused with that book, and also felt pretty long. This one, so I would say Fourth Wing is my favorite. This one is my second favorite. Iron Flame is my third favorite of the three. It's my least favorite of the three. This one I feel like was very plot focused. There was a lot of plot going on. And it took me a little bit to get into the story. So at the beginning I was like, I told Timothy, because he was ahead of me in reading it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm loving this. But then it kind of picked up and I got more into the story and enjoyed it more. And then towards the end I was like, oh, this is really getting good. So, and of course it ends with like questions and what's going to happen next, and that's really fun. So overall, I did like it. I would say maybe like 4 stars for it. I think it's still a good series. Again, really wish it didn't have the cussing and spice, but the spice is easy to skip. It's more the cussing. Like, it's kind of distracting. So that's the main thing about it. I have read this one. This is the third one in the Natural series from Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the series where they are all kind of naturals at something. Either they're like natural lie detectors or they're natural kind of profilers. or they can read emotions. But then there's also kind of like character interactions between the kids, which I think is really fun. I liked this one a lot. So this is the third one. The second one is still my favorite because I feel like it had the most kind of interactions with the characters. This was a little bit more focused on the mystery and that side of it, which was still fun. I still really enjoyed it, but I didn't like it as much as the second one that had a little bit more of the character interaction. So I'm excited to read the fourth one. So that will be coming soon. Okay, I would say my two standout favorites for the month. Hang on, books are about to fall over. My two standout favorites would be these two books. So good. Let's talk about this one first. Christina Lauren, Tangled Up in You. Now, I read a Christina Lauren book last summer, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep reading. I don't know if I'm still a match for them, like with what they're writing, with what I prefer to read, as far as, content and cussing, spice, whatever. But this book I had heard was like very little cussing, no spice. So I was so excited to hear that. So I read this. I loved it because yes, it had just very minimal cussing in it and no spice, but great, like, they liked eeach other. You could tell they liked each other. It had a really interesting premise to the storyline too. This is a series that's supposed to be like, based on, this one's supposed to be based on Rapunzel, which is fun. And honestly, I don't even know if I know the whole story of the Rapunzel story. But anyway, I kind of don't want to give away, like read the back if you want to know more about the premise of this book. But it's a little bit grumpy sunshine, like he's a little bit grumpy, she's very sunshine, and just a really sweet main character. And their interaction and growth together is very, very sweet. It was also cute and funny, and there's also kind of an element to the story later on that gets pretty exciting, like what's gonna happen? And so there was a little bit of like action and adventure or something to it. So yeah, I would say if you want to kind of know more about the premise, read the, synopsis of it. But if I had read it, I had forgotten the synopsis because when I read it, it was kind of exciting and unknown to me. Like, oh, I did not know that this was part of the premise. So I really enjoyed it. So I would love if they wrote more like this. Like maybe if, that would just be really exciting because I would totally continue reading their stuff because I really, really enjoyed that book. Okay, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I had heard enough people talk about this book who have similar preferences as a reader that I do. So there were enough people that recommended it that I was like, I should probably give this a shot because this book has like two things that would not normally interest me in a plot or a setup for a book, because it starts with a one-night stand and it has a pregnancy trope in it, like a surprise pregnancy. And I'm like, those would normally not be things that would interest me, that I would want to read about. But this book has so much sweet heart in it. These characters are so sweet. There is definitely cussing in it. There is definitely spice in it. Like I said, it starts with a spicy scene because it starts with a one-night stand. And I thought it was going to be a quick mention, but no, it's several pages. And I almost gave up on the book. I was like, I don't think this book's for me. But I did keep reading, and I'm really glad I did because there's just so much heart in this book. Like how they come together and how he supports her. There's disability rep in this book that is so sweet and precious. I would love this book so much more if it didn't have the descriptions of the spicy scenes and if it didn't have the cussing it has in it. But I just really loved the heart in it. So, it's kind of like a you decide for yourself. But there were many times I was reading this book that I was just like, oh, like the things that they would say to each other, especially what he would say to her and just how he supported her. It was very sweet. And if you know my story, mine and Timothy's story, we have 5 babies in heaven. So 5 miscarriages, and I could not have read this book probably even 5 years ago. But now, like over time of healing, I could read it, and it was just a very sweet, touching story. So check your trigger warnings. Obviously, that's discussed in it. Pregnancy is discussed in it. But it's mainly about the characters. It's very character focused. Very sweet story. Ooh, I just had a coughing fit there randomly. Okay, so those were all my February favorites. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you have been loving this month, either like makeup, skincare, hair care, home favorites, fashion, books, random, whatever. Let me know your favorites down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video.